What's up everyone, welcome back to ARTV. My name is John and you're watching another episode of America and the entire world's favorite Sunday countdown series, 7 on Sunday. Thank you for all of the recent love that you've been giving to this show. I truly appreciate you watching. All of the new subscribers, welcome. And this week we're going to be counting down 7 songs that feature continuously changing choruses. Now what this means is that a chorus, traditionally at least, is the same thing repeated each time it rolls around. You know the hook, you know what to sing along to. But these 7 that I've selected today, I've been kind of fine-tuning it for a while now. I wanted to pick some ones that actually did evolve throughout the song, not just, oh, they changed a word in the final chorus. A song with an evolving chorus that does change each time it rolls around is kind of a unique gem, and I want to talk about some of those today. Any that I might have missed, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below, or maybe I just didn't know them, but the 7 that I picked today are all tracks that I really do believe in and love. I hope you enjoy this video. I felt that it was kind of a unique topic, so I think you'll definitely appreciate it. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and here is my number 7 pick for BADFLOWER. BADFLOWER are one of the most promising young rock bands out there. They're starting their rise to fame. They recently released their debut album, Okay, I'm Sick, and the track with the changing chorus that actually inspired me to make this list and to start planning it in the first place back in February is Promise Me. Chorus 1, promise me we'll never grow up. I don't want to let go, I want to stay young. And even when the wrinkles show up, we'll be laughing and we can play forever. Don't make me face the truth. This song, Promise Me, is definitely heart-wrenching in a way because it's about growing up, it's about the fear of losing people as you get older, and this song starts off with kind of a wide-eyed romanticism as he's singing the first verse. It does kind of have a laid-back feeling to it, a nice bass drive, but also, once you get to the chorus, he's saying, promise me we're not ever going to get older. Chorus 2, promise me we'll never grow up, I don't want to fall out, I want to make love. And even when we can't, so what? We're together and happy ever after. Don't make me face the truth. What I really appreciate about the song structure here is that he keeps the first and last lyric of the choruses the same. Promise me we'll never grow up. And then he ends it still with don't make me face the truth. This song is ultimately about the consequences of aging while being in love with your partner. And Josh Katz, the lead vocalist of BADFLOWER, is still very young, obviously, but thinking into the future, kind of having that mindset. It's definitely chilling in a way, and on this one he's kind of crying out and saying, I don't want this to be our future. I know that maybe we can't always do the things that we used to do, but I still want to make love. I want to do these things like we did when we were young. Chorus 3, you promised me you'd never grow up. Now I have to let go. God, I miss you so much. And even when your heart gave out, I was thinking how I won't say goodbye. You promised me you'd never grow up, but you fucking grew up. God, I miss you so much. And even when your heart gave out, I was thinking I'd love you till forever and I can't face the truth. Remember what I said about the first and last lines adding up? This is smart songwriting once again, because here he changes the tense. Obviously, you've got your past, present, and future. Well, now it's the past tense. He's saying, you promised me you'd never grow up, but you fucking grew up. And then he closes it out by saying, love you till forever, and I can't face the truth. And if you remember about the past choruses, it's saying, don't make me face the truth. Now he's to the point in his life where he's older, the narrator is saying, and he's having to face this. He's alone now. He's been left. You fucking grew up implies that he got all the way there with his love, and now she has left him. Mother by Florence and the Machine is clocking in at number 6. This is the closing track for the standard edition of How Big, How Blue, How Beautiful. Florence Welch, the lead vocalist of Florence and the Machine, notably wrote this album kind of about a relationship, falling out with herself, getting back up again after getting knocked out of this relationship. She was kind of getting dragged around by this guy, and at the end track on this song, Mother, she kind of cries out saying, Mother, crying out to nature saying, make me this, make me that, so that I can be something else. I don't even want to be a human being anymore because I don't want to keep feeling these things. So how did the chorus change throughout the song? Let's see. Chorus 1, Mother, make me a big tall tree so I can shed my leaves and let it blow through me. Mother, make me a big gray cloud so I can rain on you things I can't say out loud. Can I just say that I love the musical atmosphere of this track? It definitely calls back to the 70s in a lot of ways. It's got a nice groove to it, a soft rock that slowly moves into an explosion. The chorus is so well done, both musically and lyrically. Now, obviously focusing in on the lyrics to see what this song had to say, she's talking about wanting to be a big tall tree and then a rain cloud so that she can rain down all of the things that she can't say out loud in real life. And obviously, I think you can do the math there, but it's basically saying, help me say the things that I can't actually say. Chorus 2, Mother, make me a bird of prey, so I can rise above this, let it fall away. Mother, make me a song so sweet, heaven trembles fallen at our feet. Essentially here, she switches it up so that we can see that now she's on the attack, saying make me a bird of prey so that I can be the one that confronts someone, so that I can put my foot down and get done the things that I need to, or the things that I maybe need to cut off in life. While the rest of the song technically doesn't have a third chorus, it continues on and it takes some of the refrains, the melodies, and the lyrics from the beginning stages of the track, and then it goes out in a loud, lightning fast paced, quick type of synthesizer, guitar, and even vocal meltdown. The outro of this track is absolutely flawless. Rock band Citizen put out a gem of an album called As You Please in 2017, and one of my favorite songs of the past few years is In the Middle of It All. I didn't realize at first that the chorus was changing, but maybe after a few listens to the track a couple of years back, I was like, wait a minute, this song keeps kind of evolving, and I knew that I had to give it a spot on this list because there's 3 different choruses here. Chorus 1, Sorrow, the unpredictable has found a hand to hold, absent into the fog coming home, Maelstrom, you are my only god, absent into the fog I succumb to your every want. Leading up to that first chorus, we get some backstory on what the narrator seems to be going through in his life, the approaches to things. Obviously, a relationship kind of seems to be at stake here. I succumb to your every want is mentioned in the first chorus. He's essentially here leaving it open-ended intentionally, and as the track goes on, we'll see how the chorus kind of shifts to play off of that. Chorus 2, Sorrow, the unrequited lust that follows everyone, absent into the fog coming home, Maelstrom, my undecided trust, absent into the fog, I succumb to your every want. The second chorus here doesn't entirely shift up the entire focus of the song. Some of the lyrics are left untouched and others are altered slightly. The second line in particular here stands out to me, absent into the fog coming home, because that's repeated throughout the entire track. But the opening line here, Sorrow, it's the same opener, the unrequited lust that follows everyone. Essentially, the narrator here seems to be talking about the fact that he feels what everybody else feels. Sometimes we love someone and they don't love back. Chorus 3, Sorrow, the celebration halts, the blinding lights are gone, absent into the fog coming home, Maelstrom, my love for you is strong, absent into the fog, I succumb to your every want. Maelstrom is a word that we've been hearing throughout, and this can mean a violent turmoil, some situation that is getting turned on its head, and that's staying consistent. In fact, the last part of the chorus is pretty much staying intact. It's that first line each time that's hitting us with something fresh. And on this final hook here, we see Sorrow, the celebration halts, the blinding lights are gone. Perhaps that can mean the light is going out in a relationship, the celebration, the honeymoon phase, if you will, is ending. And as I said, this track was meant to be left open-ended. Citizen themselves have spoken about that. I just love the fact that they mixed it up and the chorus evolves consistently throughout the song.
This ain't emotion, really felt impossible. I should have never gave my words here. Not a cry, not a sad, not a blood, not a sweat, not a talk, not a try.
Good God, this next song is extremely dark, very deep. It could definitely qualify for my list of songs that sound happy but are actually super dark because it does have a bright, infectious melody. In a way, the guitars are really catchy here. At number 4, this is by The Hotelier, an emo rock band, Your Deep Rest. Your Deep Rest, of course, being an ORNM for You're Depressed. I love a play on words. I love it when a band can do something smart like that, especially with kind of a sensitive topic. This entire song is about survivor's guilt after a friend has taken their own life and the person feels responsible that's been left behind. Chorus 1. I called in sick from your funeral. The sight of your body made me feel uncomfortable. I couldn't recognize your shell. Okay, a little bit of backstory before we get to that first chorus. The first verse of this track is spent explaining why the Survivor's Guild exists in the first place. He's saying that he missed signs. There were a lot of things that maybe he could have done, some preventative measures. He wished that maybe he had talked to him more and maybe he had talked to his family even more. And now we fast forward to the first chorus and he's saying, I called in sick to your funeral, essentially saying, I had to skip it. Maybe he went to the wake before the funeral actually took place. The sight of your body made me feel uncomfortable. The passage of time is really represented here. Chorus 2. I called in sick from your funeral. The sight of your family made me feel responsible. And I found the notes you left behind, little hints and helpless cries, desperate wishing to be over. There wasn't a specified gender for the friend that was left behind, but they basically said that they wanted their life to be over, and now they realize all of the notes, all of the warning signs, all of the possible scribbles and notebooks, whatever. And he's saying, I had to excuse myself and call in sick to this funeral, essentially because I couldn't be there. I couldn't bear the sight of your family because I feel like this is on me. And that is so common among people who leave on such short notice. You don't know. Everybody blames themselves, and this friend is really feeling the responsibility here. Chorus 3. I called in sick from your funeral. Tradition of closure nearly felt impossible. I should have never gave my word to you. Not a cry, not a sound. Might have learned how to swim, but never taught how to drown. You said, remember me for me. I watched you set your spirit free. Lead singer Christian Holder is doing a fantastic job at really drawing the emotion out here because this is a real story, something that actually happened in his own life. And as he narrates it here, he's essentially saying, my friend was drowning in everything and I couldn't see that. He even basically implies with the final 2 lines that he was present when this suicide actually did take place. Perhaps the friend was on pills, was on something else that was slowly rotting them away from the inside. And it's so sad to see that now Christian's been left behind with all of the guilt. And this song is just something that, like I said, fair warning, listen to this track with your own caution because it is extremely emotional, very sad, very vulnerable, but absolutely phenomenal.
I grieve in stereo. The stereo sounds strange. I know that if you hide, it doesn't go away. If you get out of bed and see me standing all alone, open-eyed, turn the page, my little dark age.
Little Dark Age by MGMT lands at number 3, and this is another song that actually inspired me to do this list. I could hear the ever-evolving chorus. The momentum was always shifting, and I love that the lyrics pretty much entirely shifted up throughout the entire song. I think Little Dark Age is a fantastic track in and of itself. The extra choruses and the changing variety is just another little cherry on top, but this track kind of exudes like a gothy synth pop aura. Chorus 1. Forgiving who you are for what you stand to gain. Just know that if you hide, it doesn't go away. When you get out of bed, don't end up stranded, horrified with each stone on the stage, my little dark age. Our first chorus here pretty much implies that the narrator is going through a phase in life. They're changing, and maybe once they've come out of that phase, everything looks different through their new current vision, maybe the rose-colored glasses or the lack thereof. And a little dark age in and of itself, of course, kind of implies a dark time in life. My little dark age, maybe a stage of depression or a cycle of anxiety, not being able to leave the house. Chorus 2. I grieve in stereo, the stereo sounds strange. I know that if you hide, it doesn't go away. If you get out of bed and find me standing all alone, open-eyed, burn the page, my little dark age. I grieve in stereo is such a compelling line. It's something that's really hooky in and of itself. Not that the chorus isn't catchy musically, because it totally is. This song is a fucking banger. But this chorus here in particular, the second, I grieve in stereo, the stereo sounds strange. To me, it kind of maybe talks about the news cycle that we're currently in, stereo implying that it's coming from a TV, a computer speaker system, maybe even your phone. I grieve because of what's going on around us. Chorus 3, I grieve in stereo, the stereo sounds strange. You know that if it hides, it doesn't go away. If I get out of bed, you'll see me standing all alone, horrified on the stage, My Little Dark Age. This might not sound like that drastic of a change, but it's really smart because it's playing with adjectives, adverbs, descriptiveness, first person and third person, and when a song does that, ooh boy, I'm definitely on the hook. And on that last chorus, we heard you, essentially saying, if you get out of bed. Now he's saying, if I get out of bed, referring to himself. The stereo sounds strange, still talking about that. It's just here that the words and the descriptiveness, it's slightly changed up, so it kind of flips the meaning. Chorus 4, policemen swear to God, love seeping from their guns. I know my friends and I would probably turn and run. If you get out of bed, come find us heading for the bridge, bring a stone, all the rage, My Little Dark Age. Definitely the darkest chorus of the entire song, because this really gets into it. It definitely makes the political statement that backs up kind of what I was saying about the news cycle. I think police brutality is represented here, and the whole bring a stone, we're heading to the bridge. I think you can do the math there, essentially saying putting on those concrete shoes, we're jumping off the bridge.
We are again, love you so. Back before you lost the one real thing you've ever known. Where I was there, I remember it all too well.
Moving the dial back just a bit to the year 2012, we had the Red album from Taylor Swift, arguably the most popular musician of the 2010s decade. Taylor Swift's best song in my eyes is the song that I'm featuring today, All Too Well. It's so beautifully and elegantly written, sung, the emotion swells, and it's just like a beast that was inside of her that she had to cough up and put into an entire song. Reportedly, this was over 10 minutes in its first stage, and she condensed it down to just over 5, but what we're left with is a huge stinging cut with multiple variations of kind of the same chorus. Chorus 1, 'cause there we are again on that little town street. You almost ran the red 'cause you were looking over at me. Wind in my hair, I was there, I remember it all too well. If you remember what I complimented about the BADFLOWER song a minute ago, then you'll know exactly what this song is doing. In All Too Well, she opens and closes each chorus with the same little line, cause there we are again, and then it ends with I remember it all too well. If it's not completely obvious, this song is about heartbreak. It's about reflecting on a relationship, where it started, where it ended. It's reportedly about Jake Gyllenhaal, although obviously I can't confirm. This song is definitely heartbreaking for what it is, the way that she presents the story. It's so well told, so let's see what she changes in the second chorus. Chorus 2, 'cause there we are again in the middle of the night. We're dancing around the kitchen in the refrigerator light. Down the stairs, I was there, I remember it all too well. Like I noted, this song does talk about the relationship from start to finish. And in that first phase, it was kind of the, oh, we're catching feels, you know, you were looking over at me and you almost ran a red light. Now she's saying, okay, we're in this relationship. We're dancing in the moonlight or the refrigerator light, I suppose, and it's casting. We're dancing out in the kitchen and everything is great, but I remember it all too well. Basically saying that this memory here that I have is overshadowed by the fact that I obviously know what's coming. Chorus 3, 'cause there we are again when I loved you so. Back before you lost the one real thing you've ever known. It was rare, I was there, I remember it all too well. The relationship crumbled and fell apart, things were cut off, it's kind of that simple. Obviously, simplicity in a relationship or what made it work or fall apart is always one thing and you can overanalyze it, but I feel that this song is just the perfect touch. The descriptiveness, the terms that are used, I remember it all too well. It's a pain that lingers, and for quite some time, Taylor did not perform this track live or else she cried every time she did, but I'm glad that the fans kind of made it a fan favorite. They embraced this track because now it's become something else entirely for her.
Lit me up like a torch on a pitch black night, like an ember in the needles of a dried out pine. It lit me up and I burned from the inside out. Yeah, I burned like a witch in a Puritan
climbing all the way to the top of my list today and putting that little extra icing on top is Brand New, one of my favorite bands of all time. This is the song Lit Me Up from their comeback album, their final album, Science Fiction, that released in 2017. You might recall that was my album of the year that year, and this is the opening track. It opens up with some haunting kind of reversed audio. That's a theme that runs throughout the album. And this track, Lit Me Up, oh man, there's a lot of religious ties and other things that are subtly creeping up on you. It's just an unnerving track that has so much chemistry. It's light on its feet, it's kind of ambient in a way, but it also builds up, and we're gonna see how the chorus changes. Chorus 1, it lit me up like a torch on a pitch black night, like an ember in the needles of a dried out pine. Lit me up and I burned from the inside out. Yeah, I burned like a witch in a Puritan town. It lit me, it lit me. Lead singer Jesse Lacey has always been open about his struggles, his battles with the demons in his life, and it lit me up is kind of seemingly referring to the fact that all of this pain, all of these tormentors from the past are coming back for him. It lit me up, and he talks about deserving to burn. There's always a lot of allusions with fire and water and Brand New material, and on this record it's more water than fire, but Lit Me Up maybe is putting an end to the last phase because Daisy really talked about fire a whole lot. Chorus 2, it lit me up like a rag soaked in gasoline, in the neck of the bottle breaking right at my feet. It lit me up and I burned from the inside out. Yeah, I burned like a witch in a Puritan town. It lit me. It was a good dream. The subtle changes from verse 1 and chorus 1 to verse 2 and chorus 2 are pure genius. I love the move that's used here. Obviously, our tense has changed. It goes from the present, I burn, to I burned in chorus 2, maybe saying that maybe I paid for these crimes, I paid for this thing that I did, I've suffered for so long, this is something that I felt in the past. And I love the illusion that's brought to life here through the I burned like a witch in a Puritan town, talking about the Salem witch trials, things that happened, people that were found out to be witches. There's just a lot of interesting imagery that's brought to life here. Like I said, this is an eerie track. I love everything about it. There's so many great lines, even in the verses. When I grew up, I want to be a heretic. It's just a creepy song that's so well done. One of the best album openers, I think, of the past decade. That's it for this episode, guys. I hope that you enjoyed hearing about 7 continuously changing choruses and songs. I think it's a really fascinating subject, so if you did enjoy the video, please help me out by dropping a like on it. Of course, I would love to know any songs that I might have missed or anything that maybe I've never paid attention to over the years that do have a constantly changing chorus, not just, oh, they changed one word, but something that actually evolves throughout the track. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you happen to be new to my channel, and if you would like to support my content on ARTV and beyond ARTV, then please hit up my Patreon page, the top link in the description down below, or else the annotation over in the corner. If you want to see last week's episode, then tap this card here, or tap here for another recent review on the channel. Socials in the description, and I'll see you soon for more on ARTV.